This is a review of the Canon... Wait, don't leave. This will be good. I promise. So now that you didn't click off this video, you get to hear all about this great piece of kit. Lens. Because you are still watching this video, chances are you're looking to buy your first Canon DSLR. One exciting moment. Well, now, most of their entry-level DSLRs come with several different lenses to pick from. This is one of them, and I think this is the one you should go for. But even if you already have a DSLR and you're just looking for a second, inexpensive, but very versatile lens, this is one you should really check out. Let's see why. The most appealing features of this lens are the image stabilization and the long focal range. You have from 18mm to 50-ish, all the way to 135. To get those artsy looking shots you're most likely looking for when you first get your camera, you need a shallow depth of field. To achieve this, you need a big aperture. This has a 3.5 to 5.6 aperture, which is decent. So if you want shallow depth of field, you're going to need to zoom all the way in for the best results. Let me try this. Not too bad. By no means is this a macro lens. They don't even advertise it to do macro photos. But you can still get pretty close up if you zoom all the way in. Thanks to image stabilization, I can handhold the camera for a longer period of time. Maybe even up to 1/4 of a second to give water that, moving, flowing look to it. Oh my gosh. I'm like pointing it right at the sun and it won't flare. So I guess that's a good thing. So flaring's not really something you'll have to worry about, but you never know. It could strike you on a bad day. So they do offer a lens hood. You don't really need it, but I guess you can get it if you want to look fancy. It's only about, I think, $35 on Amazon. It's not too bad at all. This lens has a standard Canon autofocus motor. It's not the quietest, it's not the fastest, but it is pretty accurate. So let me try this out. I'm in autofocus.
Oh hey, it's me. If you're considering buying a DSLR for video, this lens is great for 2 reasons. Number 1, it has a wide angle. This means that if you want to point the camera at yourself, like I'm currently doing, it's great for that sort of thing. Also, the IS is great because it's good for handheld video, or video of you filming yourself or other things while you're riding down the street on a waveboard, not looking out for oncoming traffic. Back to you, Alex.
This lens is made of plastic, but it's a pretty strong plastic, so I think it could take a few, knocks around, but I wouldn't be too brutal with it. The zoom ring is pretty smooth. It's not smooth enough that you would be able to do really, dramatic zooms, very slow, but it's all right. And the focus ring is, I would say, loose and very easy to turn, but you hardly really have to turn it to go from the ends of its focal length.
The images produced tend to have a soft center and noticeably soft corners. Stopping the aperture down will usually fix most of the problems. However, it has to be said, some vignetting is noticeable throughout the entire focal range. Pincushion barrel distortion is not as bad as most lenses, especially with this focal range. However, it will be most noticeable around 35 through 50mm. Overall image sharpness is pretty good. Stopping the aperture down though, and zooming to the middle of its focal range will produce the highest quality images.
As you can see, this is a good lens. It does so much so well. The versatility of it is what makes it so appealing. Yes, for this price you can get better prime lenses, but if you don't want to fiddle around with it, you just want one lens to take all your photos, there's no reason to buy a different one, especially if you're on a budget. So this has been my review of the Canon lens. Please rate it, thumbs it up, comment, check out my other videos, and subscribe.